Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures, and it is time once again for some weekly painting progress. And as much as I try, progress still gets made despite a ever busy schedule. I don't know how I do it even. I'm like, I'm supposed to motivate myself to motivate you guys to paint, and yet I'm like, some days I barely can pick up a brush, man. But I'm going to. I'm going to because somebody's got to do it. And somebody painted up this lizard man who's actually supposed to be a draconian type dude from the Lord of the Print. This was just a very quick paint job. I'm not happy with the color of the belt, and I probably need to go back and fix it up. But it gets the job done. I really would like to lighten up his chest because, I mean, most lizards, especially desert-type lizards, are going to have a lighter belly. And some modeling and color differences in their scales, but that's a different story. These guys are kind of cool. I actually was going to put a video up eventually if I can ever finish printing the stuff from them. They had this really cool, like, merchant lizard in a turban and, you know, gaudy clothing and with a big caravan full of junk piled up on the lizards. And that's totally my thing. And I just have not gotten around to finishing printing it all. So hopefully one of these days I will get around to it. But this is actually also really cool because these guys all have an option to be either wingless or winged, if that is what you choose. And that's for every one of the models in the set. At least the humanoid models. I don't think the mounts had any options for wings. But I could be wrong. No, I'm pretty sure I'm not, though. They're just big land drake things. But nice lizardmen, draconians, dragonborn, what have you, are always fun to find, and they have a bunch of different poses as well for these guys. I was thinking if they're going to be like a caravan guard, they ought to be a little bit more gaudily dressed, like thinking purples and stuff. I might go back and do some more purples on him. I don't know, but he'll suffice for the moment. Here is a blast from the past, and I tried my best to make some discernible differences in the colors, and I don't think that happened. This is Snake Eyes, obviously, with some very poor support removal there, courtesy of myself. So I had talked with a couple people and gotten some suggestions on what to do to highlight it, and it actually looked like I did. I at least in person, it's a little bit more noticeable. Use some Vallejo Luftwaffe gray and missed a spot underneath his arm there, I notice now. Used a bit of purple in there, but at least from where I'm sitting on this video, it's not really noticeable. And that, oh man, I did an awful job on that strap on his Uzi. That is bad. I'm like, at least from a distance, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. But I tried. I honestly did try. Let's see. Something I tried, and I'm not super pleased with the results either. This is a bit of a more of an experimental thing. Back to goofing around with some of the stuff from Crimson Mech Steelworks, if I'm remembering the official title from Calamity Ashes. That sounds right, doesn't it? I've shown these before, and they had a Kickstarter, and they had this massive hover tank, which I'm trying to figure out which parts I need to build. But this is like one of the one-off, like, command unit guys. I like the shields, very Zaku-style arm shields. It's kind of cool with the manipulator arms there. But I was just playing around with some of the contrasts on him mostly, except for the chromey bits. And it kind of worked, but I feel like it's kind of washed out too. It's hard to see really much of anything, except for that spot I missed there. Ooh. Then I couldn't figure out what I want to do with his gun. I was kind of hard pressed for that. But that's the issue with the contrast. I probably should go back and touch it up. And it makes him a lot more bulky with those shields as well. So you can get a good idea of the size. I haven't changed or tinkered with the file size. They're just about that big. And to accompany him was another of the freebie models. I don't even remember where this one came from. There was a close combat guy. And again, playing around with contrast paints. Just trying to get stuff painted. Actually, I'm more pleased with the black on him. I did give it a once over and played around with some purple wash, and it did kind of help kind of even everything out. Now, I'll let you know a secret. I painted, he's got the skirt armor on his hips there, and I painted it along the exact same colors as his duster there. So that's a big whoops, but yeah, now that I mention it, it's kind of hard to see it unless you're really looking for it too. And I did paint everything like on the inside of his coat jacket there. It is matching the outside. I'm not 100% sure what this thing is on his shoulder. I'm going to have to ask Kaor, and I'm assuming some kind of a viewfinder or something. I don't know. I like the bronze brassy helmets. Makes me think of spacesuits or something. And there's also the issue that I cannot paint a single one of these with any kind of cohesive scheme. And I have my one Scope Dog painted one. I don't know where I put it now. He's been hanging around, and I mistook him for my brother's that was also hanging around, which I finally gave back to him. But I don't know. I truly do not know. But these are fun models. And hopefully, I know some of them were pre-supported. This guy I'm pretty sure was. This guy I think I did myself. Not that I did the best job, but, you know. It's really fun having to get all the little edges and nooks and crannies there on that EXO frame. These are just fun models. And I saw there's some industrial guys coming out real soon, so I'm sure we'll be printing those along with that hover tank once I figure out what I'm going to do with it. And then finally, for the coup de grace this week, I've been meaning to paint him. I've had him sitting around for quite some time now. But I went ahead and did Metal Greymon Virus style. Metal WarGreymon. I don't even know my Digimon names. That's pretty sad. He's got his little bit of the tail there. I did not do a good job on his stripes on his back, which is a shame. But I think we've almost got the entire family lined up. Does that look right outside of what's his name? WarGreymon? Do we have a WarGreymon? I don't know. I know there's a Shine Greymon that Erickman did, which is where this guy came from, which is where all of them came from, in case you aren't sure. And I think this guy was in a studio, by the way, if anybody wants to know. Of course, if you also want to know, I have all those links, as always, down below, so you are more than welcome to take a look at that. But I gotta say, I've been having fun painting the more, kind of simplified anime paint schemes for the Digimon and Pokemon. It's something to kind of break up the, let's try to make a really nice grimdark. I can't do nice grimdark, so this is a little bit more easy for me. It's a good size, too. I don't know, this is like an 80mm base or 100mm base. It's an old Cool Mini one. I don't know why it's limited. And I don't know what it came with originally. So your guess, honestly, is as good as mine. Hopefully next week we will have some more stuff done. Hopefully next week everybody else out there is going to be busy painting their goodies. Actually, that's not bad. 5 models for the week. And I'll be honest, the bulk of it was done Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday morning. Even though I end up filming this stuff late at night on Sunday nights, someday I'm going to be able to film it during the day when there's some nice bright sunshine, or I'll finally convince my wife to put some new lights in this little corner of the room that I tend to paint and film in, and hopefully we'll see some improvement there. One thing at a time, though, right? I got a million things I've got to take care of this week. Millions of errands to run, as I'm sure all of you do, because it's like that the balance, the triangle of time and money, and I forget what the other piece of the triangle is, but you never have all three at the same time, right? But yeah, that's how it is. Anyways, like I said, we'll have those links down below. If you want to take a look at any of these, print them yourself, build them yourself, do a better job than me by all means, and share it. And I'll try to keep putting those hashtags on Instagram with weekly painting progress. I have just been bombarded with absolute silliness and over dramatic activities at work that, I mean, if I told everybody, they'd be like, you're making that up. No, I'm not. But that is one of the joys of teaching, honestly and truly. So with that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.